The history of the city of Norfolk begins in 1634 when settled southeastern Virginia was divided into 8 counties. 2 years later, in 1636, the name Norfolk is given to the area with the renaming of Elizabeth City County to New Norfolk County, taken after the Eastern English county of Norfolk.
In 1637, this county is split in half, forming Upper Norfolk and Lower Norfolk, with the latter housing the actual city. In 1680, in accordance to a decree by the Virginia House of Burgesses, Lower Norfolk County purchases 50 acres of land. This area is now bounded by City Hall Avenue to the north, the Norfolk and Western train tracks to the east, and the Elizabeth River to the south and west, known then as Norfolk Town.
Nearly 50 years later, in 1736, Norfolk Town grows into Norfolk Borough, as the urban center suburbs are legally incorporated into its boundaries. Fort Norfolk completes construction in 1810, and 35 years later, the town is officially incorporated as a city.
The city of Norfolk becomes officially recognized as independent from Norfolk County in the U.S. Census of 1900.
In 1900, 2 shipyards were already in existence, Norfolk Naval Shipyard and Newport News Shipyard. In 1917, Sewell's Point was purchased by the federal government and slowly transformed into the massive naval station present there today. The naval station and 2 shipyards has attracted people, business, and worldwide attention to the area. The 2 world wars caused the need for ships and naval power, which in turn demanded a tremendous workforce. Housing projects sprung up in both Portsmouth and Norfolk to meet the growing labor demand of the shipyards, and when the wars ended, unemployment plunged them into poverty.
In 1982, a variety of railroads that connected Norfolk to major Virginia cities combined into Norfolk Southern Railway. The urban crisis of the 1950s saw many urban centers overflow with population and in turn undergo housing shortages. Aided by the popularization of automobiles among the middle class, these urban dwellers were able to flee these cramped areas such as Norfolk and settle in the urban outskirts, now able to make the short commute into town for work. This period, aptly referred to as suburban migration, explains the incredible development and growth of Virginia Beach and the depletion of Norfolk, as much of the families that left the cities were white middle class and upper class. Those left in the cities were of low-class minorities, setting the stage for multiple decades of little growth and economic stagnation.
By the late 1800s and early 1900s, neighborhoods began forming on the outskirts of downtown Norfolk. Beginning in 1893, the neighborhood of Ghent was developed on 250 acres of land, owned by Richard Drummond, who named the area after the War of 1812's famed Treaty of Ghent. This neighborhood gradually became Norfolk's most fashionable area, attracting the city's most prominent families. Its fast growth was aided by its close proximity to the downtown area, which sits directly underneath the neighborhood to the southeast. Although many neighborhoods would attempt to copy Ghent's success, few succeeded. Today, the neighborhood is historically recognized for its preservation of multiple architectural styles, present in many of the neighborhood's original homes.
In 1906, a large risk was taken by a small group of landowners interested in developing a neighborhood 5 miles north of downtown Norfolk in what was then considered the country. Although the waterfront neighborhood of Larchmont-Edgewater was originally believed to fail, the neighborhood flourished as an upper-class area with large properties. Given its distance and seclusion from the heart of Norfolk, Larchmont-Edgewater had intrinsic exclusivity and was marketed as being Norfolk's only high-class suburb.